Hi everyone, this is Special Kate 8 and today I'm reviewing an Etsy shop called Mamajewel's Gems that makes reusable menstrual cloth pads. She also has a Facebook page, so I'll link both of those in the video description so you can check her out through those. So I've had these for a couple months now and I've used all of them, so I'm just going to go through each of them individually and share what I think. First up, these are her 10-inch super absorbency, and for her super is 1 layer of Zorb and 3 layers of flannel, and then all of her pads and liners are backed in WinPro fleece, which I think might be new. She made a comment saying that all of her pads are now backed in this, so I'm assuming they used to not be backed in that. I don't have any of her ones that were made or sold before the WinPro ones. Part of the reason I decided to try is because I do really like WinPro. So these are both suede cloth topped. So they're polyester, so it's a synthetic. So it just doesn't absorb, it just allows your flow through to the core. So I loved the suede cloth. It's one of my new favorites. She also has a lot of, I think these might be her only 2 prints of suede cloth, and she has a lot of solids. Sorry, I couldn't come up with that word right then. So these are, I don't mind animal print, so that worked great for me. I always prefer a print over a solid, but you could get some really pretty solids as well. One of the reasons that people like polyester tops, so Minky is a polyester, is it's stain resistant. So I've used this a couple times. You can't even tell. I didn't have to scrub it. I didn't have to do anything. It doesn't stain, which I really like. Minky for me, I don't love. I don't like the furry feeling, like when it's long Minky, where this is still soft but is not long, so I don't feel, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, hairy. I don't like that word. But anyway, that's what some Minkies feel to me. So suede cloth is perfect. I love it. I love her pad in it. So anyway, so these are the 10-inch super. They do come standard with the 2 snaps on all of her pads, which I also really like. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but I love it being adjustable so that when you have different undies on certain days that they still work. So obviously these are the 2 animal print 10-inch supers. Next is a flannel top, which I love the clouds and raindrops. Flannel topped 9 1/4 inch regular, and her regular is 1 layer of Zorb and it just says flannel, so I think 1 layer of flannel. Still WinPro backed, still the double snaps. Oop, I will show you the double snaps. Yeah, so I love this one. I've only used this one once, and that was because I kind of protect my flannel. I love flannel, but it does get really pilly, so especially prints like this one that I love, I use it only when I really want to, just to keep it intact a little bit longer. So this one is 9.25 regular, still the double snaps, still great sewing all the way around. Next up is also a 9.25 regular. It's the Charms Blow Pop. This is cotton topped. So I tried a suede cloth, I tried cotton, I tried flannel, all from her. This one actually was listed as a seconds quality in her shop. I am hard pressed to figure out what it is. It says that was an irregular shape. So I have looked and looked on what that might be. Like, is the top slightly off center? I don't know. The only thing I can come up with is this little guy, but I can't really tell if it's not circular or if it's just how it washed. I don't know. But anyway, I am quite happy with it. I would have been quite happy with this as a first quality. I think some shops out there would sell this as first quality, and this is much above their first quality, so that she takes the time to look and inspect for things that even if she's the only one that knows they're wrong, that she lists them as second, so you get a slight discount. Again, I really like this one. It washed up well. WinPro fleece, the double snaps. When you do snap it up, if you are in the looser setting, this is what it looks like, kind of just a straight style. I tend to wear anybody's pads, any maker's pads, mostly on the smaller setting, so it's a little bit tighter width-wise. This one is 2.5 inches on the tighter snap setting. One of the things about some of her pads is the back does bunch a little bit, especially on the tighter setting. I don't tend to notice that, especially because the core doesn't bunch. As soon as you start like snapping it and it becomes like this, then I do notice, and I don't like that. But this one, you can have the core out flat even with on the smallest setting, so it works just fine for me. And then is a 8-inch liner. I love toadstools, so this is a perfect print for me. It's worked great. It still has the double snap, still has the WinPro fleece back. Like I said, it's 8-inch. This is about the smallest liner I use, is an 8-inch, and if it's an 8-inch liner, I do have to have the straight style. I can't do flares in this small. Still great sewing. Super happy with it. I do have to say that I use liners mostly for when daily use, and I don't use them very much on my period. So that's maybe a little bit different than some people, but I've used the liners, and here's 3 more liners. Those are the next ones coming up. I've used liners a lot more than I've used like the super pads, because I've had them and I use these basically every week. So these are some of my favorite liners that I have right now. I love the WinPro back still. All of them have that. All of them still have the double snap. One-handed snapping is not my strength. Okay, so still the double snap. I have a flannel top, a cotton top, and a cotton top here. And so she does have a Facebook album of available fabric, so I did choose these ones that I liked. Yeah, so one of the things that these are 9-inch pads, and one of the things that did come up, I actually started doing this review earlier today, and I measured them for the first time since having them for a couple months, and realized I had ordered actually 10-inch pads and got 3 9-inch pads instead of 10-inch. And normally I probably wouldn't contact them because they have been working really well for me. But because I'm doing this review video, I wanted to see what her customer service was like. So I did contact her through Etsy, because that's where I originally purchased these. And she was great. She got back to me within, I think, probably an hour, or maybe a little bit longer, but right away. I mean, and I just basically said, I'm not really sure what to do. I have used them all, so I obviously can't send them back or anything. So I don't know what to do. So my original thought is she might do a refund for the difference between whatever she would charge for a 9-inch liner versus a 10-inch liner, which I can't imagine is very much. She's not super expensive. I wouldn't say she's the cheapest out there, but she's also using, I mean, WinPro is not cheap. The double snaps cost extra to have the snap that she has to order. Her sewing is great, so I think she's very reasonable, but I wouldn't say she's really cheap, but I do think that they will last longer than some other ones as well because of how they're made. So anyway, so I contacted her to see how customer service would go. She said she asked if it would be okay if I liked the idea of she would make me 3 new liners, 10-inch. I could keep these ones, and that I would just pay for shipping. So $2.50 for shipping for 3 pads, which, I mean, obviously I'm happy with because I'm getting basically these 9-inch pads for $2.50. And she's out that money though. So she said she does usually measure right before but I mean, it was a pretty large order. The other ones are accurate, so I think that's probably what happened. But yeah, so I'm really happy with her customer service. She was super responsive, quick to work with me on it. I highly recommend A+ in the service category and getting back. So my review is if you like straight styles, if you like WinPro fleece backed ones, I would definitely check her out. I love her styles. I have a lot of pads, so I don't know that I'm going to need any more from her anytime soon, but if I did, then I would love to order more from her. I really recommend it. So yeah, if you like the straight style, if you like the prints, or if you want to try suede cloth, then these might be a good option for you. And her name is Julie, so kudos to Julie on good customer service and great sewing. And yeah, so I hope you check her out. The link will be in the box. Thanks for watching.